Hello everybody, welcome to the Redmen TV. You are watching the brand new Liverpool Loan Show. I'm Ben Kelly. If you don't know who I am a journalist, a social media guy. I've been doing a lot on the website, a lot of articles. We've got a brand new article going up today actually. You want to check that out on the website about Jurgen Klopp and his 2 years at Liverpool. But anyway, we've got a brand new sort of Liverpool Loan Watch Show. Basically everything in this show is going to be just keeping an eye on the loan players around Europe that we've got out at the moment, some of the big names, a little bit on the youth teams as well, so the under-23s, the under-18s, and not this week, but eventually the women's, and I might include them eventually. So we'll start with the loan players that we've got out at the moment. We have several, but obviously there's kind of less to talk about this week because of the international break. Not everybody's played, so players like Ryan Kent, Conor Randall, none of them have played. So we've got two that we want to talk about internationals, and then we also just want to start with Sheyi Ojo. Obviously, if you don't know by now, he's dislocated his shoulder playing for Fulham. It happened a couple of weeks back. They were playing QPR away. They won the game, but he was stretchered off. He was sent to hospital, and he's going to be out for about 2 months. It's looking like. So we've got a screenshot here from the Echo. Just the basic story. It looks like he's going to be out for quite a while. It's a shame because he was doing okay. Like he was getting quite a bit of game time. He got an assist. He played 7, and he was looking to develop there quite well. And obviously this is quite a big setback. They're sort of projecting that he's going to be back before the new year. So hopefully, he's a young lad, and hopefully it won't affect his playing time too much. So we move on to Divock Origi, who has played. He's been in the Belgium squad this week. He hasn't played yet. They played on Saturday evening against Bosnia and won 4-3, but he didn't get on the pitch. They have now qualified for the World Cup, so he could play tomorrow night. They're playing Cyprus. So if there's a sense of rotation, he could get on the pitch. But there was an interesting thing. He's done a bit of interview with Sky Sports, because obviously he's been at Wolfsburg now since deadline day. And I don't know how many of you are aware, but actually the manager who signed him at Wolfsburg was sacked 5 days after the window closed, which is marvellous. So obviously Paul Divock has gone all the way to Germany to play under this manager, and he's been sacked, and he's been replaced with a fellow named Martin Schmidt, who seems to be doing an all right job. And he's basically told Sky Sports that he's only planning a 1-year stay in Germany, which is obviously as a personal target for him, a good sort of thing. Obviously he's looking to get back into the Liverpool squad eventually. And I've just got a sort of quote from him here. He just says, I feel I'm growing since the new coach has come. I feel good. I feel fit. I feel I'm getting rhythm. I feel happy. I made a good choice. And I think it was a good choice for him to go, because obviously there are quite a few strikers at Liverpool aiming for that number 9 spot in the 4-3-3, the conventional sort of thing that we play, and he wasn't really getting a start in particular. And obviously for him it's World Cup year. He wants to get into that. He wants to get into that Belgium squad at the end of the season to go to Russia. And I think he's going to get a lot more game time at Wolfsburg. So I think he's going to be fine. We'll see where he's at the end of the season, whether it's time to move him on or bring him back. But if he's saying he feels good, then good for him. So we'll move on. The next one we want to talk about is Naby Keita, because he's kind of a lone player. He's going to be playing for us next season, so it makes sense for us to keep up with what he's doing every week. He's played for Guinea at the weekend. He had quite an eventful match in a game that Guinea lost 4-1 to Tunisia. They now can't qualify for the World Cup, so sucks to be him. But essentially they went 1-0 up and he scored. It was a good finish. It was a good poacher's goal, but then at 3-1 down in stoppage time, he got himself sent off for slapping somebody in the face, which is always good to see. The guy's sort of running and he's chasing him, and you've probably seen the clip, but he's got the ball and he's being chased, and he sort of just slaps this player, and it's just a stupid thing. He gets sent off, and then after that they get another one in stoppage time, and they end up getting quite a beast in the end, Guinea. But yeah, so now he's suspended, and he got sent off not so long ago playing for Leipzig. I haven't seen it, but apparently it was like a Mane-esque high boot. So I don't know if he's still suspended for Leipzig, but I'll look into that next week. So yeah, that's pretty much all the loan stuff that we've got at the moment. Obviously, like I say, a lot of the younger players haven't been on international duty, so there isn't much to talk about there. But we'll move on anyway. A little bit on the international games of players in the first team. So England qualified for the World Cup. Hey, it's all going to be fine. We're all going to win the World Cup because we beat Slovenia and Lithuania 1-0. They were both the most boring matches I've ever seen, but it's fine. We've qualified. Jordan Henderson played the entirety of both games, which was a little bit frustrating because by the Lithuania game, we'd already qualified. And I think, you know, he played the full 90 in that Lithuania game, and we're playing Man United on Saturday, and you think, you know, in terms of rotation, somebody else could have come in and done that. It wasn't like he was captain, Harry Kane was captain, you know. But anyway, I suppose it doesn't matter. Henderson's a fit fella. It's, you know, I'm sure he'll be fine. Daniel Sturridge came on for 20 minutes versus Lithuania. Looked quite bright. Didn't really do much. There wasn't many opportunities in the entirety of the game. To be honest, like I say, it was a bit of a drab one. But that's fine. So those two featured as they did. Mo Salah though had a much better evening last night. He scored a 95th minute winning penalty for Egypt versus Congo, and he has become literally the king of Egypt because he sent them to the first World Cup in 28 years, which is excellent for him, excellent for them. Fans went mad. There was this really good video that we shared on Twitter this morning of this guy in his living room celebrating like nothing. It was just like you could see the emotion and passion that he had. And yeah, it's just a really good thing for the country, I think. So congratulations to Mo Salah, who took away the penalty, took the pressure, and took away the penalty really well. And yeah, that's pretty much it for international updates, really, and loan updates. So we'll move on to the younger teams. So we'll start with the under-23s, who didn't play this week. The last game they played was a 1-1 draw against Charlton last week in the Premier League Cup. However, there's a little bit of news regarding Harry Wilson. Obviously, there's a lot of buzz surrounding him at the moment. He scored 6 goals in September in the under-23s team, including a hat-trick at home to the Spurs. I was at that game, and he was just outstanding. He just looks so sharp and bright and just all-round excellent. But he's been linked with a loan move away, essentially, in January, because obviously he's firing in the under-23s, but he is getting limited opportunities in the first team. And according to the Echo, he was linked with a move to Celtic in the summer on loan. And to be honest, I think it would be a good idea if we can get, you know, if he can be sent to a good club. I think it'd be a good idea to maybe send him out, because we're only in one more domestic cup competition this season, and that's the FA Cup. And obviously, going out of the Carabao Cup, whatever you want to call it, he's going to get limited opportunities. He's not going to play in the Champions League. He's probably not going to play in the Premier League as long as there's something for us to compete for. So, you know, if we want to go for a trophy this season, you know, we might want to look at really going for the FA Cup. And I think, you know, if that's the case, then we're going to be wanting to field strong teams in the FA Cup as well. In which case, when's he going to get a game? So, you know, if you can get a loan somewhere like Celtic, and he's getting some first team action. Celtic's a good club. It's doing well. Obviously, they're playing the top team in Scotland. You know, the no mugs really. I say the no mugs. The Scottish League is stupid, but they're a good team. They've got a good manager. We know Brendan Rodgers. You know, he's a great guy. He's a good manager, and I think it'll be fine if he can get to a good club. And I think it's probably a good idea if we can loan him out. So yeah, that's pretty much all the under-23 news. Like I said, they haven't played. So we'll move on to the under-18s, who did play in an academy friendly on Friday against Burnley. They won 4-1, and they pretty much dominated the entire thing. Obviously Steven Gerrard's the manager there, and you know, watched quite a lengthy highlights. And yeah, we've got some really good players in that under-18 side. We've got fella Liam Miller, who scored the second goal, and it was just an outstanding solo goal where he like picks it up from his own half and runs right the way through and buries it. And it's just we looked really strong, especially first half. it was like all us. Burnley had a few chances in the second half. We were 2-0 up at half-time, and then Burnley had a few chances in the second half to perhaps get back into the game. Their forward, Michael Fowler, missed a couple of opportunities where, you know, he had one at 2-0 and one at 3-0 where he drags them both wide, and really they should go in. Centre midfielder Louis Longstaff scored 2. Had a really good game, and overall it was a really good performance, even though it was only a friendly. It was a really strong, dominant performance. And just sort of as an update, they're currently second in their under-18s league, 6 points behind Manchester City, 5 games played. It's been a good start to life, I think, for Gerrard and the rest of the team, really. So that is pretty much everything. It's a little bit shorter this week because obviously of the international break. There'll be a load more to talk about next week because all the loan players will hopefully have had a little bit to do around the continent and things like that. The under-23s will be back playing. The under-18s will have played again, and I think the Liverpool ladies play this week. I can't remember who they play, but we'll. If you want to hear about that, let us know in the comments, and you know, I'll talk a bit more in depth about the ladies because, you know, we were sort of discussing really that the under-23s, the under-18s, and the ladies don't really get a lot of attention on the channel, and a lot of fans don't really know where they're up to and things like that. So, you know, if you want to know more about them, then do let us know. As always, thanks very much for watching. Again, I'm Ben Kelly. Follow my Twitter. I'm at BenKelly_10. Do a lot of articles, do a lot of social stuff for the Redmen, and I'm having a boss time here. So thanks very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and yeah, see you next week. Ta-ra.